Welcome to this PR in a Box tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at creating a press release. Now this is something that we use a lot of at PR in a Box. It's a really good way of basically getting the information about your business down and having a succinct way of communicating with the media. So to get there, you just click on the press release tab on the left hand side and then click create a press release. You can either add an existing release that you've got, or you can create your own. Now, what we've done is we've made this as easy as possible for you, so that if you're not used to writing press releases, then this is a really useful tool to be using to help you to map out a sort of from a templated version. So what you would do is you go up to the top and you would select the project that you are focusing on. Each of the boxes you'll see here will give you a little prompt as to what to do. So the press release title, what we suggest here is really make sure that you get something that is going to grab the media's attention. The best way that we would suggest doing this is think like a journalist. So if you can think in a headline format, so how if you were the journalist writing this, what would be the headline that would go with this particular story? And hopefully that will give you the opportunity to be able to grab the media's attention. Then the next section is coming from there and basically just starting to flesh it out. So this would just be a paragraph that would help to give a little bit more detail to tease the readers into to wanting to know more about what it is that you're talking about. Then moving on from there, what you can do is you can include things like quotes from somebody within the company, a bit more detail, expand. Are there any sort of terms and conditions of the does the piece of activity that you're promoting, does that run from a particular time to a particular date? Then just adding as much information as possible. What we would suggest is keeping a press release to about a page. You don't want to go too much further over that, because then it starts to become a little bit more tedious. So what I would say, keep it to a page. When the journalists read it, this will hopefully give them an opportunity to see whether this is going to be something they can turn into more of a story, and then they can come back to you for more information. What I would say is try and make it as easy as possible for the journalists to do their job. So if there's any statistics and things like that you need to include, first of all, make sure that they're correct. You don't want to give a journalist a statistic and then they have to go and research and find out what you've given them is wrong. So try and make sure that all of your fact checking is perfect before you send it off. Down at the bottom, we've got notes to editors. This is really where you put some extra info in. You might want to put stockists, you might want prices in there, any additional information that the journalist might find useful. And obviously, also make sure you put your contact information in there. You need to, whoever receives it will receive it from your email, but you also want to put a phone number in there in case they want to jump on the phone. Once you have built your press release or written it out, you can also add files. So you just click on the add file button up at the top, select what you want. It might be a logo for your business, it might be images, it might be other documents and things like that. But just, and anything else that you think might be relevant, you can put in there. You can click on the preview button to see how it looks. And then once you've created the press release, you've selected the project that it's attached to, you just click on this button here and it sends it over to the PR in a Box team and they'll edit it. Now, one of the things that's really important to note here is, PR in a Box is not a magic wand, but what we do is we have many, many years of experience working in the industry, and hopefully we've got to a point now where we know what will make a good press release and what doesn't. So we can really use our experience to make sure that your release is going to be as interesting as possible for the journalists. Also, make sure you save your release and then you'll see them all appear in your press release section. So that's it for today's tutorial. If you've got any questions, please feel free to get in touch with us, info@prinabox.com.